Let's take you to this now. Both first year and senior students of the University of the Free State will commence with classes today. The University of the Free State's Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Francis Petersen, will brief the media today in Bloemfontein on the university's readiness for the new academic year. NSFAS funding matters, development at the university, 2024 registration and student safety and security on the top of the agenda. SABC News reporter Aphumelele Mdlalane and video journalist Tshepo Moime are covering this story for us. Let's now cross to them. Aphumelele, thank you so much for your time. Just talk to us about what the mood on campus today is like, of course, as those classes are expected to resume. Of course, we know that NSFAS issues are also still top of mind.
Well, we just realized that students have made their way to campus. It's well, they're going up and down, but we are expecting, of course, those burning issues to be discussed by Prof. Francis Petersen in no time from now. Other issues that, of course, are most important is the issue of NSFAS, whereby we know that some students are unable to register because they are academically excluded because of the finances. But I just want to bring the Director of Communications, Lasha Loda. Thank you so much for your time. We know that you have 3 campuses that you are responsible for. Let's talk about the academic year. This year, you are saying that you're all ready.
Yes, thank you and good morning. We've started our academic year today. Our classes started today. So that's also on all 3 our campuses. We had a first year welcoming over the weekend on our Bloemfontein campus, and we are also doing the same this coming weekend on the Kwakwa campus.
Talking about burning issues, the NSFAS, and returning students that are unable to register, how far are you in addressing those issues?
So we are in contact with NSFAS all the time, continuously. We are also engaging with our institutional student representative council on this, and we're also assisting our students where we can to register.
The issue of safety is one of the issues that have been raised by the student representative. How are you dealing with that and the engagement that you are having to make sure that all students off campus and on campus are safe?
So it's very important for us, our student safety, on as well as off campus. We've got our protection services also engaging with members of the community in Bloemfontein and Kwakwa as well. Also other role players and stakeholders to ensure the safety of our students. It is very important for the university as well as on-campus safety for our students as well.
Are those students that are unable to register, given that obviously there's a date that is put there for the registration to end, will they be allowed to register given that there are NSFAS issues? You are saying that you are in communication with the NSFAS, those that are NSFAS funded? As I said, we are in communication with NSFAS regarding that. It is important for us that our students do register, but you will hear this morning as well from our Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Petersen, also about the different aspects that the university is tackling. That means no student will be academically excluded.
You will hear this morning from Prof. Petersen about that as well.
But you're ready for this year?
We are ready for this year, definitely. No, we are. We're very excited. There's a lot of things on our calendar as well that we plan for the year from the university side. So one should watch this space also. The university really is going places in terms of what we are going to go for this year.
Well, Unati, you've heard it all, but what's important is that we just want to hear what will Prof. Francis Petersen say about those students that are dependent on National Financial Student Aid, given that others are unable to register at this moment, and academic year for this year have commenced, and it's one of those issues that make many students to be academically excluded. But we've heard from Lasha Loda saying that they are in communication with the NSFAS and no student will be be left outside will be excluded. And also talking about the issue of student, that is one of the important issues that were raised by the student representative, that those students that are outside campus also need to be, of course, protected, and their safety is one of a priority. It shouldn't be only the students that are on campus. We just want to understand how will the university come up with, of course, strategic measures to make sure that all students are safe, given that there's been many reports of the students that would go missing and crime that is high within the area of course, the student accommodation. We want to hear exactly from Prof. Francis Petersen, what does the university have for this year's academic year on that?
And I mean, just listening to the official, Aphumelele, she's of course, very tight-lipped in as far as, who and how many of those 20,000 students have been affected at the University of the Free State, because we know that this figure, of course, impacted largely across the country. And of course, I'm sure we'll find out from, the Vice-Chancellor in terms of those sticky points. I'm wondering, have you had any chance at all to speak to just some of the students who are attending today, classes? How are they feeling, and from your observation, what are they telling you?
Well, that's an important issue, Nati. Some students, of course, they are happy that they are able to register. Others have to use their money to register while they are funded by NSFAS. Now, we just want to understand now the issue there, because those that are financially supported by NSFAS is the students that are supposed to be able to register. But we got some students who are saying that they were unable to register, even though their status with the NSFAS is active. So this is what we want to understand, as we are hearing the management saying that they are in consultations with the NSFAS and making sure that no student needs to be excluded with this academic year. But that's an important issue, and the students on the ground, of course, they are frustrated, and they are also hoping that the registration should be extended so that they can be allowed also to be in. And we must remember also there's a certain number that obviously the university would want to accept for this academic year. But for more on that, I want to believe that the Prof. Francis Petersen will give us more.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Aphumelele. Of course, Aphumelele Mdlalane, ahead of the University of the Free State's briefing there on the university's readiness for the new academic year. We'll bring you that briefing as soon as it commences.